the square of a trinomial. Let's have an example here. We have a plus b plus c raised to the power of 2. This is a trinomial because we have three terms. We have a, b, and c. A is our first term, b is our second term, and c is our third term. How do we square a trinomial? First, we are going to get the square of the three terms. Okay. So the square of the first term, we will have here a squared plus. Now since it is the square, all of them will have here the plus sign. The square of the second term and the square of the third term. Next, this will be followed by multiplying the first and the second term. Take note of the sign. We have here positive and positive. This will be positive. And then their products will be multiplied by 2. This will be 2 times the product of the first and the second term. We have here positive 2ab. Next, this will now be, we will now have the product of the second and the third term multiplied by 2. Again, positive multiplied by positive, this will be positive, multiplied by 2 times the second and the third term. We have here BC. Next, we will have the product of the first and the third term. Again, positive multiplied by positive, that is positive, multiplied by 2, and then the first term multiplied by the third term. So this is the rule in finding the square of a trinomial. First, get the square of the three terms. Okay, so all of them are positive because it is the square. And then next, multiply by 2 the first and the second term. So positive 2 times AB. Multiplied by 2 the second and the third term. Positive 2 BC. Multiplied by 2 the first and the last term. Positive 2 AC. Let's have another example. We have here the quantity of A minus B minus C raised to the power of 2. Again, get the square of the three terms. We have here A squared plus B squared plus C squared. Next, multiplied by 2 the first and the second term. We have here A multiplied by negative B. Positive multiplied by negative, that is negative. And then 2 multiplied by the first and the second term. Next, multiplied by 2 the second and the third term. Negative times negative, that is positive. And then multiply by 2 the second and the third term. Next, we are going to multiply by 2 the first and the third term. Positive multiplied by negative, that is negative. So 2 multiplied by first and second term. This is the answer for the quantity of A minus B minus C raised to the power of 2. Let's have another example. We will have the quantity of A plus B minus C. Again, the same steps. Get the square of the three terms. The square of the three terms will be A squared plus B squared plus C squared. And then next, multiplied by 2 the first and the second term. Positive multiplied by positive, that is positive. So 2 multiplied by the first and the second term. Next, multiply by 2 the second and the third term. Positive multiplied by negative, that is negative. 2 multiplied by BC. And then the third, we multiply by 2 the first and the third term. Positive multiplied by negative, that is negative 2a multiplied by c. And this is the answer for the quantity of a plus b minus c raised to the power of 2. Another example. We have here the quantity of 5x plus 3y plus z raised to the power of 2. The first term here is 5x, second term 3y, the third term is z. Again, our process, the square of all the terms. We have here 5x squared plus 3y squared plus z squared. And then multiply by 2 the product of the first and the second term. We have positive multiplied by positive. This will be positive 2 multiplied by the first term 5x multiplied by the second term 3y. Next, multiplied by 2 the second and the third term. Positive multiplied by positive, that is positive. And then we will have 2 multiplied by the second term 3y multiplied by third term z. And the last, we are going to multiply by 2 the first and the third term. Positive multiplied by positive, that is positive 2 multiplied by the first term 5x multiplied by the third term z. And then you simplify. 5x raised to the power of 2, this will give us 25x squared. We'll have here 25x squared plus 3y raised to the power of 2, that is 9y squared plus z squared plus 2 times 5 times 3, that will give us 30. Okay, 2 times 5 is 10 times 3, 30xy. And then 2 times 3 is 6. So this will be plus 6yz plus 2 times 5, that is 10xz. We'll have here 10xz. And this is the answer to the quantity of a plus b minus c. Okay. Another example, we will have the quantity of 9x minus 4y minus 5 raised to the power of 2. For our solution, first we will get the square of the three terms. The square of the first term, 9x raised to the power of 2, plus the square of the second term, 4y raised to the power of 2, plus the square of the third term, 5 raised to the power of 2. And then we will multiply by 2 the first and the second term. Positive multiplied by negative, this will give us negative 2 multiplied by the first term times the second term. Next, we will multiply by 2 the second and the third term. Negative multiplied by negative, that will give us positive 2 multiplied by the second term times the third term. And then next, we will multiply by 2 the first and the third term. Positive multiplied by negative, this will give us negative 2 multiplied by the first term multiplied by the third term. And then let us expand. 9 raised to the power of 2, this will give us positive 81x squared plus 4y raised to the power of 2, this will give us 16y squared plus 25. Negative 2 times 9 times 4, this will give us negative 72xy. And then positive 2 times 4 times 5, this will give us positive 40y. And negative 2 times 9x times 5, this will give us negative 90x. Therefore, 81x squared plus 16y squared plus 25 minus 72xy plus 40y minus 90x is our final answer.